End of empire. America's late-stage symptoms. Flint West, reporting from the macro frontier. You can tell a system's in trouble when the game stops being a contest of skill and starts being a private screening for insiders. We just watched it play out, gold being shuffled from London to New York months before tariffs were even announced, as if certain hands could see tomorrow's headlines in advance. That's not market efficiency, that's a fixed horse race. And when that becomes normal, price discovery is dead, and the market turns into theater with a guaranteed winner. But it's not just markets. Remember Trump's inauguration? It looked less like a Democratic oath of office and more like a billionaires club reunion. Silicon Valley royalty in the front row, Musk and Bezos in plain sight, Zuckerberg in the frame. That wasn't optics. That was a message. The highest office in the land has been folded neatly into the portfolio of the billionaire class. Fast forward, and we get the one big beautiful bill, a legislative fireworks display that extends tax cuts for the affluent, heaps trillions more onto a record $37 trillion debt pile, and somehow sails through Congress like it's a moral victory. The nonpartisan math says it explodes the deficit. The political math says it's a reward for the donor class. And the public math? It doesn't add up. Even when reform is on the table, the spine is missing. Elon Musk's DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, dug up mountains of waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal bureaucracy, billions in potential savings. Yet Congress, when faced with actionable evidence, just let it rot on the shelf. That's not inefficiency. That's willful protection of the status quo. And then there's the tariff spree. Trump swore the foreign exporters would foot the bill. But the reality, confirmed by economists across the spectrum, is that the American consumer is eating most of the cost. Aluminum, steel, copper, the very inputs meant to be shielded, are now more expensive for U.S. manufacturers and households alike. The policy boomerangs, punishing the same people it was sold to protect. Put it all together. The insider trades, the billionaire optics, the deficit-busting gift bills, the ignored reform, the backfiring tariffs, and you get a picture that's not just unflattering, it's terminal. These aren't random missteps. They're late-stage symptoms, internal rot, the rulebook fuzzy at best, irrelevant at worst. Rome didn't fall in a day. Neither did the Dutch Republic. Neither did Britain's empire. They decayed from within, layer by layer, until the structure was hollow enough to collapse under its own contradictions. That's where we are now. The U.S. still wears the costume of a fair, efficient, rules-based system, but underneath, the seams are splitting. This isn't turbulence. It's the end of empire, and history has already written the next chapter. So here we are. The markets are rigged, the rulebook's burning, and the people in charge are cashing in while the house tilts. The headlines will keep calling it policy, reform, or strategic vision, but you and I know better. These are the smoke signals of decline, and the fire's already inside the walls. I'm Flint West, reporting from the macro frontier, where we don't just watch history happen. We call it before it does.